He hit me so hard my ears rang like church bells. The taste of iron filled my mouth. My jaw screamed with each shallow breath. And Mom, she just sat there, smirking, like she'd been waiting her whole life to see me broken. "Maybe now you'll shut that gutter mouth," Dad said, his breath reeking of whiskey. I didn't cry. I smiled, because the moment his fist connected, the clock started ticking. I wasn't born into a family. I was born into an arena. Dad was the executioner. Mom was the crowd that cheered for blood. As a kid, I tried to earn their approval. Good grades, clean rooms, polite manners. It never mattered. If I succeeded, they found fault. If I failed, they feasted on it. They liked me small, powerless, afraid. But fear is a seed. Given enough darkness, it grows into something sharper. I was 17 when I stopped trying to win them. That's when I started watching. The late-night calls Dad took in the garage. The unopened letters from the bank. The way Mom's smile tightened whenever the word audit was on TV. I learned their routines, their tells, their weaknesses. They taught me to survive. I taught myself to hunt. The night Dad broke my jaw, I waited until they went to bed. My mouth throbbed with every step as I walked to the garage and opened his locked file cabinet. The key was in his jacket pocket, because of course it was. Inside were tax documents, forged signatures, receipts for cash withdrawals that didn't match his salary, and something better. Emails printed out between Dad and his business partner. Half business, half something else. Something Mom didn't know. I didn't take anything. I took pictures. Every page, every timestamp. For the next year, I became invisible. I let them think they'd finally beaten the fight out of me. Dad barked orders. Mom sneered. I nodded, did the chores, kept my head down. Behind the scenes, I built my case. Bank statements from the trash. A voice recording of Dad bragging to his friend about creative accounting. And the piece de resistance, a video of him in the garage with his partner discussing the fake accident insurance payout they were planning. By the time I turned 18, I had enough to ruin them twice over. My plan needed one thing: an audience. They loved showing off. Every year they threw a summer party, neighbors, coworkers, church friends. The perfect place to burn their paper castle to the ground. I waited until the party was at its loudest. Music pounding, glasses clinking. Dad holding court by the grill while Mom floated around soaking in compliments about the perfect home she kept. I slipped inside, plugged a USB into the living room TV, and cued the file I'd been building for over a year. It started with a photo of me at 8 years old, front tooth missing, arms covered in bruises. The image hung there, silent, until the room quieted. Then came the emails, the bank statements, the recordings of Dad's voice. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Mom's smile faltered. Dad froze, burger spatula in hand. The last clip played in full. Dad and his partner laughing in the garage, planning the accident to collect the payout. His voice was crystal clear, his face undeniable. When the video ended, no one moved. I walked into the center of the room. My jaw still ached in my memory. "This," I said, "is the truth you never see when you're their guest." Dad's face turned red. Mom started to speak, but I cut her off. "You hit me. You called me worthless. You told me crawling suited me. Now crawl out of this." Someone muttered they were calling the police. Others just stared, horrified. I left before the shouting began, before the sirens came. In the weeks that followed, the house emptied. Dad was charged with fraud, insurance conspiracy, and assault, thanks to a statement I'd been saving. Mom's friends stopped calling. She sold her jewelry to pay legal fees. I didn't visit. I didn't write. I didn't forgive. People ask if revenge feels good. It doesn't. Not in the way you think. It's not fireworks and applause. It's quiet, cold, clean. The kind of clean you get after scrubbing something filthy for too long. I don't smile because I won. I smile because they can't hurt me anymore. And because the last thing they'll ever remember of me is the moment they realized the powerless kid they broke was the one who destroyed them.